Yo, yo, yo. Just testing it out one time. Two. All right. Welcome to Beats and Rhymes Part 2, Day 2, with Coach Corey. And we are going to first go over today's agenda is to do a recap of what we went over with day 1. And then today, all of the things that we compiled with the rhymes. We're going to try to just write actual bars and not just words today. All right. So just going over some of the things that we talked about. Our objective here, we learned the music notes. We did engage in step-by-step growth and comfortability with performing with just basic steps, and we did use some writing strategies. All right. Name that game. We're not doing that today. We went over what are bars, counting the bars in the 4/4 measure. The 4/4 measure. All right. And what we're using were the quarter notes. And when the quarter notes, we count those quarter notes using 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't forget, we use those quarter notes with the activity number 2. We use the clap rap. Clap rap meaning we clapping on the 4th quarter note in the 4/4 measure. All right. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. We are moving fast with the recap. Now, one of the exercises that we used yesterday was rhyming on beat. All right. On the 4th note of the quarter note in the 4/4 measure, we actually recited the words that rhyme in our bars, our 2 bars. All right. So 1, 2, 3, ready. 1, 2, 3, steady. 1, 2, 3, levitate. 1, 2, 3, meditate. 1, 2, 3, circle. 1, 2, 3, rehearsal. 1, 2, 3, faster. 1, 2, 3, master. So after doing that, we created a little format of our own. As soon as I get out of here, we created a format of our own of rhyming on beats. So the rhyming on beat exercise, without rhyming on beat right now, I'm going to give you all the examples that we used, that we came up with. All right. This was the fill in the blank rhyming on beat worksheet. So when it came to focus, we took hocus to rhyme with focus, decision and precision, Twitter and glitter, immunity, impunity, rhyming with community, started rhyming with market, finding rhyming with shining, a pencil is mental, consequential, rhyming with essential, task, cast, and bask, rhyming with mask, rover, soldier, poser, rhyming with over, and hyper, rhyming with cipher. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a little graph. And because we want to be able to see both sides of this this format here. So let me make a little quick little graph. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. We're live. Things happen. So let me just do it down here. Or I can just start from the top. How about that? Because really, we want to see. I actually like this beat. We might use this beat once we're done creating our raps. So let's say we're going to start from the top. Now, if I can count it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we really don't even need rover and over, cipher and hyper, unless we don't want to use 2 of these, because the focus is to create 16 bars. So we have 18 bars in this whole worksheet, which is more than what we need. So the goal right now is to take the rhymes that we have, the words that rhyme, and we're going to almost like making a sentence, but we're going to fill this up to make an actual verse. Meaning, if we're going to end our sentence or our rhyme, our first bar with focus, then what's going to go here? How would you start off the first line with focus? And me personally, I would probably just use my brain, focus and hocus. Now, a lot of people like to use hocus pocus as magic. Now, focus on its own can stand. But hocus, if you're going to end your bar with hocus, I would actually change this, right? Because what is hocus? You can't say pocus hocus, because to have magic, you would have to have hocus pocus. So hocus pocus, we're going to put that together so that we can make some sense. It'll be easier for us to end this bar. Now, if we're rhyming on this type of beats per measure, I'm going to take that beat back. By the way, this is the Far Side running instrumental produced by Jay Dilla.
Nice.
Had to give that credit. Yeah. Classic hip hop, early 90s, well, mid 90s. So if we're rhyming on this beat per measure, 1, 2, 3, focus. Also, remember, we don't have to rhyme like 1, 2, 3, focus. So I'm gonna just say,
you want to put. So you're saying we can put in words, basically however we want, like we did in the first lesson where we were experimenting improvisational rhythms, and then landing on the 4. So
yes,
you can just put in any words to make this into a sentence in any kind of rhythmic way, and just sort of land on or around the 4, so that it makes. But we don't have to pay attention to the 1, 2, 3 perfectly, because we're going to be adding extra words, right?
Yes, the words become rhythms now. The words become percussion. And you don't have to count anymore, because what's in between the 1 through 3 is a whole lot of rhythms. And you might have a 16, you might have quarter notes or eighth notes, in the 1 through 3 before you get to the 4, because when you're rhyming, there's so many type of cadences that can go in between.
Right. So you're just saying it's just space now. All those notes prior to 4 are just kind of open space, with it's the whole measure or bar, like you say, is just a guideline now to fit in this rhythm like you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to put this song on repeat, actually. How do I do that? Oh, got it. All right. So focus. So let's say focus. So when I step to the mic, I stay focused. All right. I'm going to get this flow together as far as typing, because this format is crazy. And
so you got to put the no in there when we step to the mic. I stay focused.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like thinking so fast that I'm not even writing correctly. And that happens when you're actually writing with pen. Your mind is freestyling so fast while you're writing, and you'll go back. And that's why we have, me personally, a lot of rappers like to write with pens. I like to write with pencil. If I can show you one of my rhyme books.
I've heard those stories, man, of a lot of rappers, man, what they do with a legal pad and a
Mhm.
pencil, just writing it all down to just get it out.
Yeah, I mean, this right here, nothing but pencil.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's best because you can't really erase pen.
Yeah. All right. So
Now,
let's see how that sounds. Just the first two. So let's just. I'm going to recite that without rhyming. So I say, when I step to the mic, I stay focused. I got magic in the pen, verbal hocus pocus. So if I'm rapping that with the bars, it's not going to sound like 1, 2, 3, focus. It's going to sound like this beat is like doing a lot. The DJ is just spinning so hard. So it sounds like, when I step to the mic, I stay focused. I got magic in the pen, verbal hocus pocus. So that's that's we got our first two lines. First two bars. That's two bars. The goal is to write 16 on this spot. And then at the end of this, of course, we'll see if we can spit it all the way through. Now, decision and precision. Man. Wow, class. You guys came up with some interesting words. How do we take this? Now, usually when you are writing a rap, sometimes when you write it, it's two ways. Well, it's a lot of ways to write a verse. If you're writing a song, or if you're just writing a verse, if you're writing a song, the song has a topic. Now, the topic could be whatever. Now, if you're just writing a verse, the verse could be for a cipher. The verse could be for a battle, or the verse could just be for whatever, right? Sometimes you write a verse and it has nothing to do with nothing. And that's what we're doing today. We're not going to worry about if the line made sense with the next line. We don't have a topic. We have words. These words don't even connect with a story. We never even had a setting. Really, when you're rapping, or when you're writing a verse, sometimes you're just writing about yourself. You're bragging on yourself. We might do that. The first line, what does that mean? When I step to the mic, I stay focused. I got magic in the pen, verbal hocus pocus. You're basically setting it off. You're telling them, hey, I'm cold with this. I'm good. You don't want to step to me. I'm on another level. This is who I am, right? So we don't have to write about something serious. We don't have to talk about politics. We're not talking about green eggs and ham. We're just talking about nothing. We're just bragging on ourselves. We're so confident, right? And this first two lines are cocky. This is confidence rhyming. So decision. Hmm.
so you're saying you could either have it all thematic or we could do it like this, where we're just every two bars, we're just going to do random meanings.
Yeah, just random. It doesn't even matter at this point. This is just a random verse. This random verse. It literally um doesn't mean anything. It's just I'm just rapping. You know.
All right. So how about for this line, we go with something like, and it's time to vote. I've made my decision. It's time to vote. I've made my.
All right.
And then when I get to the polls, I pull the lever with precision.
You say I pulled the.
The lever. I pull the lever. Because like in the old days when you voted, you would pull a lever like at a casino, you know.
Mhm.
It's just a euphemism for making your choice.
Yeah, I got you. Making sure I'm hearing you correctly, not misconstruing your bars.
It's
This
all
is your truth.
because I think what happens in rap too is obviously you got a lot of leeway in how you're going to pronounce these words.
Yeah.
Even in the first line, we would probably have to add a ed to focus because you said when I step to the mic, I stay focused. But I guess you could change that up to where you're using present tense or past tense. You know what I mean? Like there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's so much leeway in rap, like with the way you manipulate language. Do you have to stay in proper tense, or does it really matter? You think?
No, that's the thing about hip hop. Hip hop has its own slang, and you can use that and get away with it because this is not a essay. This is not a thesis. This is not a persistation. It's just we're using our slang. If you were in your neighborhood talking to your friends, you wouldn't talk the way you talk to your teachers. You would talk in the way that of the slang that you all created in the neighborhood, right? If you're in the neighborhood or wherever you grow up, everybody catches on to the same type of language and the slang, you know. And you can, of course, we all code switch, but at the same time in hip hop, you're gonna show what's the language of your neighborhood. How do you guys talk? What's the slang? Tell me a word that you guys use, or how you would use this type of English, right? You'll use it differently. So
Yeah,
because someone say, "What do you mean when I stepped to the mic?" Or it's just the way you say it, as opposed to the way someone who has proper uh English etiquette. There is no rules in hip hop when it comes
yeah.
to writing and
Proper addiction so much as you're just trying to get an attitude across. But it should be real. Obviously, it should be personally, like you were saying, maybe in your neighborhood or just like how you like to express yourself
mm-hmm.
outside of the boundaries of proper English or whatnot.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I say about neighborhoods, that's that was that's how you could tell where someone was from. If you heard a song from Wu-Tang and then you heard a song from Snoop Dogg or something, like they're gonna have a different type of diction, because everybody's neighborhood has certain slangs and things that they use, and they'll showcase that in their songs or in their verses, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like from someone in Long Beach as opposed to someone in Staten Island. And that's the beautiful thing. You're sharing a lot of cultures, even within a culture, you
Yeah.
know, because everybody's culture is different, whether you live on the East Coast or the West Coast or South, Midwest. And you share that even with your diction and your rhymes.
Yeah, and I think that's evident in music too. Obviously country and R&B and soul music and rock and roll, and people are expressing themselves personally. But I think when you're singing, it's a little different than when you're rapping. And I think most people singing, they are trying to be as clear as they can with the most common known languages they can to get across to the listener. Whereas in rap, you really are coming from a personal place and generally a lot more words than a typical, sing song. And you people that are listening have to be hip to what you're actually saying if they want to get it, or maybe they're learning. Um, Whereas if you listen to a normal pop song, that you pretty much can understand it because they're making a point of singing with clear diction, as yet in rap, they're really just trying to make a point of what their style of language and what their meaning and their personality is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Personality, origin, um,
Style.
style, and culture.
Yeah, let's knock out some more. This is fun.
Yeah. Another thing I want to show you, because you just gave me an idea with your second bar. you say, and it's time to vote. I made my decision. When I get to the poll, I pull the lever with precision. Now, off the top, I can already tell the cadence is going to have to be readjusted because if we say, let me turn this off, I'm going to use my mental metronome. So
Oh, yeah.
when I step to the mic, I stay focused. I got magic in the pen, verbal hocus pocus, and it's time to vote. I made my decision. When I get to the poll, I pull the lever with precision. When I get to the poll, I pull the lever with precision. Now, a trick. If you wanted to, you can rhyme within the bar, right? This is just a trick. I'm not going to change this officially, but just showing, the rest of the class how people like Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z, they become very clever because it sounds like they were rhyming 3 times in one bar, right? So when I get to the pole, I pull the lever, right? What rhymes with lever? Clever, right? And you take out a word, clever precision, right? So it's just like you're rhyming within the rhyme with another word that rhymes in the rhyme. When I get to the pole, I put a lever with clever precision. And it also makes you tongue twist a little bit. It forces you to tongue twist.
Oh, so you want to put with back in there though, and you're talking about alliteration. So you're saying alliteration is definitely something that you can use within each line, each bar, wherever you want. Just some alliteration where words rhyme with each other
Mm-hmm.
on their way through the sentence, which
Mm-hmm.
is what's happening here. So I
And a lot of rappers do that. A lot of rappers do that because
oh yeah,
not just because sometimes it really does make sense, but it makes it sound so much cooler and verbally is hypnotizing, to be like, I never better decision. Sitting set it into the peta precision. It's like, whoa, what was that? Wait, hold on, rewind that. What did he do? Wait a
it's
minute, he didn't just rhyme inside that, and it's crazy. It's something. Now we don't have to use that. I just wanted to show an example.
that's an example of alliteration, and that's very cool to mention that. Like you say, like I remember Eminem was just blowing my mind with that years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it's rhythmic and it's also flowing, and ultimately what this is poetry. So, when you can, like you say, tie words together like that, as many as you can,
Mm-hmm.
if that's your style and your intention, then yeah, it just makes it richer, man. It's deeper form of expression of poetry, ultimately of street poetry, with more and more alliteration.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, and the timing, right? The timing when and it's time to vote. I made my decision. When I get to the poll, when I get to the poll, pull the lever with clever precision. It's like the timing. You have to time how you're going to say it so that it flows properly. And once you're going to go over it 2 or 3 times to see, that don't work. I'll take that out. But it's just something to it's going to show, you're going to see your growth as you continue to write. You're going to want to keep that in there. You're going to find a way to do it if you really want that lever clever in there. It's not needed, but if you want it in there, you might take win or get something out, or you might find a way to tongue twist it in there to where it's on time. We're going to move on.
Yeah, let's go on because that's cool.
So Twitter and glitter, man. um we know what Twitter is. Twitter is an app, so we can reference. We will have to make a reference to Twitter. So coming, like I said, we're not gonna worry about if it makes sense with the last two bars. We'll just say,
Everybody out there going crazy on Twitter could be a good start, but I don't
hmm.
know how you're gonna tie in glitter.
Oh, it's that. See, the glitter part is easy. The
Okay.
Twitter part is something you got to think about. I mean, there's so many things you can talk about with Twitter, right? You can say, you can talk about how the president is always on Twitter and not doing his job, right? I mean, you could talk about how there's so many characters in Twitter, and these MCs are full of character. That's all they are, right? I mean, it's so many ways to freak it and twist it.
What's up,
Um,
y'all?
what's going on? We are actually recording too.
I see.
Well, do we need
Yeah,
to wrap it up? What we going
yeah.
back
It's
beyond
like,
time?
You guys can finish off.
Okay. Yeah, so I like that about everybody dealing with Twitter, and then Twitter's on the fourth beat. And then I liked your line earlier about verbal, about back at the mic, you were talking about it was verbal, a hocus pocus.
mm-hmm.
Well, you could say that Twitter's like verbal glitter, you know? It's like people just, hyping and phony and shiny. So, I mean, you could easily come with that after you do your Twitter line. You could almost do a callback, right? Which some people talk about in literature. You use a word or a sentiment from before, so you had that verbal hocus pocus. That just came to my mind. Like, okay, everybody out there, or the president's on Twitter, and then you got. It seems to me it's just all a bunch of verbal glitter, or just
Yeah,
hype. You know what I mean? Like you said, you'll make it work because you have these two strong words on beat four, and then
yeah.
always.
And once again, you can bring it back to yourself. You could say, "I shine like the sun," right? But y'all just glitter. Like it's so much you can do.
I love it. That's good. But it's true that when you talk about rap, so you're saying really rap is more about you
It's
personally.
about you boasting,
Yeah.
and if you're battling another MC, you're putting this other guy down. And a lot of times when rappers rap, they're not battling anybody. It's just a verse, but it's part of culture for you to say you ain't, or I'm this, and you blah blah blah. Who is he talking about? Nobody. It's just part of the rhyme. It's part of the culture. It's part of competition. It's always I'm competitive. I'm being competitive. I'm verbally competitive. you know but like I said, this is just one of the this is one of the domains of rap, or rapping, or writing raps, where you're either just rapping to rap, you're rapping to battle, or you're writing a song and their subject. Right here we just rapping to rap, right?
I got you, man. No, it's cool.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of chatter and bicker from fools on Twitter. I shine like the sun, but y'all just glitter, right?
Yeah, so we are trying to make the two bars go together, but we're not trying to make all 16 bars go together. But in this case, we're definitely trying to make the two bars match, complement each other
Right.
by insulting.
By insulting, and upping yourself.
The
We
imaginary person
so
that you.
we got 6 bars. We're just gonna end it here. Let's see. Well, just acapella. We're just gonna see how this felt. All right. So when I step to the mic, I stay focused. I got magic in the pen, verbal hocus pocus. And when it's time to vote, I made my decision. When I get to the poll, I pull a lever with clever precision. A lot of chatter and bicker from fools on Twitter. I shine like the sun, but y'all just glitter. So we got 6 bars. Good start, good rhyming. Uh, I see some technique in here. See a lot of technique in here. So we're gonna wrap this up, and on day 3, we will attempt to finish all the rest of this. So until next time, keep your pen and your pad real hot to spit some more heat right here on Beats and Rhyme with Mr. Corey. And we'll be back, and I'll see y'all again. Peace.